everyone, so in today's Motivational Monday video, I want to share a story with y'all. It was something that happened a couple of years ago, and it might sound like small and silly or whatever, but it was something that really has stuck out to me, and is often a memory that I think about whenever I'm trying to think about like why we're doing the Dave Ramsey plan and why we continue to work so hard, because I'm just like anybody else. And of course I have my moments where I'm like, why are we doing this again? Like, why is this so important? And I have to think back on these moments in my life where I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. So I just want to share this story with y'all. So this was a few years ago, right after we had paid off our debt. We sold our home and we had moved into the apartment that we were living in at the time. And it was one of those mornings, it was like a Monday morning, and I was trying to get out the door. I'd probably, woke up a little late, and I was like, trying to really like hustle to get out the door. And my husband was off that day, so he was going to stay at home with Connor and, just hang out at the apartment. And Connor is one of those kids that he has never had an issue. Like if I go to drop him off someplace, he usually, finds the first, pile of toys and head straight to it. Like, so if I have to drop him off at, daycare or grandma's house or anything like that, he usually could care less if I'm still standing there or not, because he just kind of, heads towards, the good stuff, and, I leave, and it's never been a problem. But this morning, it was. So it was one of those mornings where, again, I'm trying to get out the door, and he is literally like glued to my ankles and is like screaming for me not to go. And it was just so shocking to me, because he never has ever acted that way. And so I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, Connor, mommy has to go. Like, I'm really running late. Like, I've got to go. And he was screaming and crying for me not to go. And of course it's heart-wrenching, because again, I'd just never seen him act that way. And it was just one of those moments where my husband kind of had to like pry him from me. And of course he's crying, begging me not to go. And I just was like, I'm sorry, I have to go. So I bolted out the door. I went out to my car. I took off, and about 10 minutes, down the road, I was just thinking about Connor and how, upset he was. And of course that made me upset. And I called my husband to check on him, and my husband was like, oh, he's totally fine. He's like, he's watching TV. He, is eating some, cereal. He's totally fine. He's like not crying at all, and, whatever. And of course that made me feel better. And after I hung up the phone, I remember thinking like, gosh, that was kind of traumatizing for me. Like, I just never seen him act that way. And it was just so like heartbreaking for me to leave him like that. And I was just thinking about like, this whole Dave Ramsey thing, and how, we had paid off our debt, and I was just so grateful that we did that, and that the car I was driving was a very, modest vehicle. I didn't have some kind of like $600 SUV that I was driving, and I didn't have a, really expensive purse, sitting next to me. And I was just so grateful in that moment that we had done, the Dave Ramsey plan. I really found a lot of peace in that. It helped me throughout, my day, of knowing that, hey, this paycheck is actually going towards something. It's not going towards, paying for a car that I don't need, or, again, a lavish lifestyle that I don't need. So I just found a lot of great comfort in that. And so that was just something that I wanted to share with y'all, that, if you're having a moment where, of course you have your debt, that's why you're doing the Dave Ramsey plan, or even if you are debt free, but you have a morning where you're like, like I don't want to, have to go to work, and, it's like, it bugs me to have to take all of my money and put it towards my debt, and, and I'm knocking down my debt little by little, but it's like, you're not seeing these huge gains or these huge wins. Just remember that your paychecks now actually have a purpose. They're actually going towards something to better yourself, to pay off your debt. And once your debt is gone, then you can start putting money towards your retirement or your kids' college savings. And so in that morning, again, I just found great peace in knowing that we were doing the right thing, that we'd paid off our debt, and that my income was going towards our future, basically. And that, yes, it was kind of a tough morning with Connor, and that really sucked, and I really didn't like that, but I found great peace in knowing that my paycheck and what I was doing during the day was going to benefit him later on. So I really just, it was something that really moved me, and it's always stuck out in my mind, because, we all pay a price, every single day. Our time is money. So whether you're a stay-at-home mom, or you go out and you work and you're making an income for your family, you add value to your day. You just existing and participating in your family. Again, whether you're bringing in an income or not, your time is money. So whatever it is that y'all decide to do during the day, make sure that it's counting towards something in the future. So that's what kind of helps, keep me going, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in another one.